My beloved children, pay close attention, for a dense shadow is rapidly advancing, and with it a sign that will touch all of humanity. This is not an ordinary warning. It is a maternal admonition from the Virgin Mary, an urgent call that cannot be ignored. Heaven asks us for vigilance, discernment, and preparation, but there is something that needs to be in your home as a sign of care and protection. Therefore, do not turn away now. Remain until the end of this message, for everything you need to know to protect yourself and your family will be revealed. Furthermore, spread these words to all you love, for true security is born when we inform ourselves, prepare ourselves, and act together. This is not a time for inaction while the threat approaches. It is a time for unity, prayer, and seeking guidance from above. A trial knocks at the door, and humanity finds itself vulnerable. Do not allow doubt or disbelief to prevent you from taking responsible actions to protect your life and the lives of those who walk with you. This is a sincere and direct appeal for care for your body and your safety. None of this is empty or overly symbolic. It is a decisive time that demands immediate preparation. May divine light guide your steps. May faith strengthen your spirit, and may the protection of the Blessed Mother be upon us in the difficult days ahead. Before moving forward, I ask that you join this mission by subscribing to this channel. Every day there will be a prophetic word, spiritual sustenance for your soul. Write your prayer request in the comments. Speak of your anxieties, your family, your work, your health, whatever weighs on your heart. Together we will raise a powerful supplication, invoking the Holy Spirit to inflame our souls with the fire of divine love. Let us pray. Come, Holy Spirit, fill the hearts of your faithful and kindle in them the fire of your love. Send forth your Spirit, and all things will be created, and you will renew the face of the earth. May this prayer be a living flame in the midst of the approaching darkness. Listen attentively, for this message is not a joke, nor can it be treated lightly. It is with sweetness and motherly love that Mary approaches you now in this moment of reflection and preparation. Feel the celestial mantle she extends over your life, covering your steps, guiding you in such challenging times. Do not let this grace pass you by. These words, they are like a comforting embrace, like a balm that soothes the pains of the heart. I know that many seek solace, direction, and meaning, and that is why I am by your side, interceding for you, guiding each soul on the path of faith. Today I speak of something serious, something everyone needs to know. A trial is approaching, a challenge that will test our confidence. An unknown plague will touch many, but do not let yourselves be dominated by fear. When everything seems dark, remember, the light of faith never goes out. It is precisely in the most difficult times that it shines most brightly. This is a time for intense prayer, for true solidarity, for extending a hand with compassion. Together we are stronger and capable of weathering any storm. The body is a sacred temple, a gift entrusted by God, and now more than ever, taking care of one's own health and that of others is an act of love. Charity lived daily reflects the divine heart itself, and prayer made with sincere humility heals, consoles, and strengthens. Do not let fear extinguish hope. Trust in the Lord. He is the rock that does not fall, even when everything seems to crumble. Continue praying for heavenly protection, for the healing of those affected, for wisdom. To those who seek solutions amidst the chaos, remember that each trial is also an opportunity for spiritual growth. Remain united in love and brotherhood. Like a watchful mother, I am here, ready to welcome each one under my mantle, offering comfort and hope. May the peace of God always dwell in your hearts. Pray with confidence, for divine love never abandons its children. Today, I also need to warn you about a mysterious plague that is silently spreading throughout the world and will surprise many. Furthermore, conflicts will arise, the earth will tremble, and lives will be lost. I carry in my heart the pain for the state of the world and the consequences of human choices. It hurts to see creation wounded by disobedience and lack of care. Evil has infiltrated homes, minds, and relationships, spreading confusion, division, and discord. Even in workplaces where so many spend their days, The influence of darkness has distanced hearts from love and truth. Therefore, awaken, watch, pray, and remain firm in faith. And my beloved children, I speak to your hearts as a watchful mother, not to instill fear, but to awaken sleeping consciences. When you hear about 3 days, don't cling to the number or the clock of men. There are times when humanity enters spiritual blackouts, moments when the light of truth is rejected and the shadows become denser within souls. It is of this blackout that I speak to you. When charity grows cold, when faith is exchanged for pride, when the heart closes and no longer hears the voice of God, many will feel confusion, insecurity, and disorder, because when the inner light goes out, chaos finds space to act. Evil does not approach only with noise and visible destruction. It insinuates itself in the silence of indifference, in the division between brothers, in the forgetting of love. Therefore, I warn you as a mother, do not allow fear to govern your decisions, nor despair to steal your peace. This is the time to take advantage of the divine grace that still surrounds you. Grace is not distant nor reserved for a few. It is poured out upon all who choose good, humility, and fidelity. Take advantage of this time to strengthen your homes with respect, to purify your thoughts, to choose the truth even when it demands renunciation. Where grace is welcomed, evil finds no dwelling place. My children, when everything seems dark, remember, the light does not depend on circumstances, but on your decision to remain united to God. Do not be swayed by rumors, threats, or empty promises. The world may tremble, human structures may fail, but the heart that remains steadfast in love will not be destroyed. I call you to inner vigilance, to the meekness that endures, to the faith that does not compromise its essence. Do not close yourselves off in panic, open yourselves in trust. Do not feed chaos with hatred, feed life with mercy. Thus, even when many walk in darkness, you will be bearers of light. My words are not meant to wound your hearts, but to awaken them, for many walk distracted while their inner world weakens. When I speak to you of days of darkness, I am not referring only to what is visible, but to what slowly settles in the soul when God is set aside. There is a time when humanity experiences the silence of light, not because the light has disappeared, but because many have closed the windows of their hearts. This is the true blackout, when conscience no longer distinguishes good from evil, when sin becomes habit, when lies are accepted as truth and love is exchanged for self-interest. From this blackout, chaos is born, not first in the streets, but within people. My children, evil does not approach only with overt violence. It presents itself with seduction, with false promises of security, power, and pleasure. It teaches man to trust only in himself, to despise the sacred, to ridicule faith. And when the soul turns away from the source of life, it becomes fragile, confused, and easily overcome by fear. Therefore, I tell you, this is a precious time of divine grace, a time when heaven still calls, still warns, still offers paths of return. Do not harden your hearts. Take this time to review your choices, to heal old wounds, to abandon practices that distance you from true peace. Grace acts in silence, in humility, in the sincere decision to change. Many ask, how to resist when everything seems to crumble? I answer you, by strengthening your inner self. A heart firmly rooted in God does not get lost, even when everything around it is in disarray. A home built on respect, fidelity, and sincere love remains standing, even when the world screams of confusion. True protection does not come from material things, but from a soul aligned with the divine will. My children, do not nurture fear, for fear paralyzes and obscures reason. Nurture trust, which generates discernment and courage. Evil strengthens where it finds despair, division, and hatred, but it weakens where it finds unity, mercy, and truth. Every gesture of love, however small it may seem, lights a light that no darkness can extinguish. I ask you for vigilance, not only external but inner vigilance. Observe your thoughts, your words, your intentions. Many falls begin with small concessions. Be firm without being harsh, gentle without being weak, attentive without living in anxiety. True faith is not panic, it is active trust. When you hear of destruction and chaos, remember, God does not abandon his children. The Father allows humanity to reap the consequences of its choices, not to punish it, but to awaken it. There is still time. There is still grace. There are still open paths for those who wish to walk in the light. I cover you with my maternal care and lead you, step by step, closer to the heart of my Son. Do not stray. Do not become complacent. Choose life, choose love, choose truth, even when it requires renunciation. When evil rises up and tries to envelop you with fear, confusion, and discouragement, it is precisely at that moment that faith needs to remain alive. Evil shouts, intimidates, and threatens, but the Father's grace acts in silence, in perseverance, and in sincere trust. Many are shaken because they only look at what is visible, at the news that wounds the soul, at the signs of disorder that spread. I tell you, do not fix your gaze only on the chaos, for whoever contemplates only the darkness ends up forgetting that the light has never ceased to exist. Believe, my children, in the grace of the Father who protects you. This grace is not fragile. It is not uncertain. It does not depend on the circumstances of the world. It envelopes those who trust, strengthens those who remain firm, and sustains those who, even weary, do not give up on good. The Father knows every tear, every hidden anguish, every silent battle you wage within yourselves. Do not allow evil to steal your hope. It wants to divide, weaken, make you believe you are alone. But you are not. Where there is faith, there is protection. Where there is trust in God, there is deliverance, even if the paths are difficult. The Father often acts invisibly to human eyes, but he never ceases to act. My children, strengthen your hearts in the certainty that love is stronger than any darkness. Do not give yourselves over to despair. Do not become accustomed to sin. Do not let hatred find space in your souls. Every choice for good is a shield. Every gesture of mercy is a barrier against evil. I call you to constancy. Constancy in faith, constancy in trust, constancy in love. Even when you stumble, get up. Even when you feel weak, seek the strength that comes from the Father. He delivers you from evil not only by averting dangers, but by transforming your inner being, making you firmer, more aware, and more united to him. My beloved children, listen with open hearts to this mother's voice that calls you with tenderness and firmness. Do not lose faith, my children, even if the world presents you with reasons to doubt. Even if evil seems to advance with force and arrogance, faith is your greatest treasure, and it is precisely this that the enemy tries to weaken first. When faith wavers, the heart is confused. When the heart is confused, the soul grows weary and loses its way. Therefore I tell you, guard your faith as one guards a flame in the midst of the wind. Evil does exist, yes, and it manifests itself in many ways. It hides in divisions, in violence, indifference, in forgetting God, in contempt for life and truth. But do not be deceived. Evil never has the last word. It is limited, fleeting, and fragile before the grace of the Father, who sustains all and sees all. The Father does not sleep, does not get distracted, and does not abandon his children and my children. Believing in the Father's grace is not closing your eyes to reality, but seeing beyond it. It is understanding that, even when you don't understand the paths, God continues to guide you. It is trusting that, even when suffering touches your lives, it is not a sign of abandonment, but often a call to spiritual maturity, to inner conversion, to the purification of the heart. How many of you carry silent fears, anxieties you cannot express, pains that seem endless? I know each one of them. As a mother, I welcome your tears, but I invite you not to live in them. Lift up your eyes. The Father protects you in ways you often don't perceive. He delivers you from evil not only by removing visible dangers, but by strengthening you from within, giving you discernment so that you do not fall into the traps that destroy the soul. Do not allow despair to become a dwelling place in your hearts. Despair does not come from God. It is born when trust weakens. Instead, nourish firm hope, the kind that does not depend on circumstances, but on the certainty that God is faithful. Even when everything seems uncertain, the Father's faithfulness remains unwavering. My children, be vigilant. Evil tries to present itself as something normal, acceptable, inevitable. It invites you to give up striving for good, to accept injustice, to harden your hearts. Do not yield. Every time you choose love instead of hate, truth instead of lies, humility instead of pride, you are rejecting evil and allowing grace to act more powerfully in your lives. Strengthen your homes with dialogue, respect, and forgiveness. A home where there is forgiveness is a place where evil loses ground. Strengthen your minds with pure thoughts and your hearts with sincere intentions. The world may try to drag you into confusion, but the soul that remains united to God finds balance even amidst the storms. I ask you, my children, do not become accustomed to darkness. Do not accept living without hope. Do not trivialize sin nor treat faith as something secondary. Faith is life, it is sustenance, it is light. It is she who keeps you standing when everything seems to want to bring you down. Trust in the grace of the Father who protects you, who corrects you when necessary, who lifts you up when you fall, and who delivers you from evil, even if not always in the way you expect. God's ways are higher than yours, but they always lead to life. When evil rises up and tries to confuse your hearts, it is precisely at that moment that my protection grows in your lives, not because evil is stronger, but because the Father's love manifests itself with even greater care upon those who seek Him sincerely. Do not walk alone, my children. Many try to face the darkness relying only on their own strength and end up tired, wounded, and discouraged. I call you to myself, not to hide you from the world, but to strengthen you from within. Under my maternal care, your hearts learn to remain firm, even when everything around seems unstable. In the face of evil, do not retreat in despair. Evil desires that you close yourselves off, that you isolate yourselves, that you lose confidence. But I tell you, draw near, for where there is union with God, evil loses ground. My protection does not act as fear, but as light. It does not paralyze, but guides. It does not imprison, but leads to truth. My children, come to me with your sorrows, with your doubts, with your weaknesses. Do not wait to be strong to draw near. It is precisely in fragility that the care of heaven becomes most visible. When you recognize that you need help, grace finds a way to act in your lives. The world offers you quick and empty answers, promises that do not sustain the soul. I offer you healing silence, comforting presence, and sure direction. In the midst of the noise of hatred, violence, and confusion, learn to listen to the gentle voice that calls you to inner peace. This peace does not come from the absence of struggles, but from the certainty that you are not abandoned. Come, my children, do not negotiate your faith with fear. Do not allow evil to dictate your choices. Be firm in the truth, even when it demands renunciation. Be merciful even when the world encourages harshness. Every step taken in love is a step that distances you from darkness. I cover you with my care, but I also teach you to walk. My protection grows when you choose good, when you resist temptations that wound the soul, when you seek to live with humility and fidelity. Thus, even surrounded by challenges, your hearts will remain at peace. Come to me, my children. Remain under this unfailing protection. In the face of evil, remain firm, united, and confident. The light does not go out for those who decide to walk in it. I am with you, today and always, lovingly leading you closer to the Father's heart. I call you because many walk weary, wounded by daily struggles, confused by a world that no longer clearly distinguishes good from evil. The enemy takes advantage of this confusion to sow division, harden hearts, and weaken trust in God. Therefore, I tell you this with a mother's voice. Do not turn away, do not isolate yourselves, do not try to carry alone the weight you were not created to bear. Come to me, my children, for when evil approaches, heaven does not distance itself. On the contrary, it leans with even greater care over those who remain faithful. My protection is not noise or spectacle, it is silent presence, it is inner guidance, it is strength that is born when you think you have no more strength. Many do not perceive it because they expect grandiose signs, but it acts in the calm that returns to the heart, in the light that illuminates the correct decision, in the peace that endures even amidst the storms. In the face of evil, do not allow hatred to find space in your souls. Evil feeds on resentment, revenge, and despair. I teach you another path, that of firmness without violence, of truth without aggression, of love that does not bend, but also does not destroy. This requires courage, my children, and this courage is born from trust in God. Come to me with your weaknesses. Do not be ashamed of your falls. A mother does not reject her wounded child. She lifts him up, cleans him, and teaches him to walk again. When you recognize your fragility, grace finds its way. When you admit that you need help, heaven acts more freely in your life. My children, the world invites you to live in haste, in excess, in constant noise. Thus, the soul grows weary and loses spiritual sensitivity. I invite you to inner reflection, to vigilance of the heart, to the silence that allows you to hear the voice of God. It is in this space that my protection becomes clearer and your faith firmer. Come, my children, do not negotiate your faith with fear or fleeting comforts. Do not exchange truth for comfort, nor love for acceptance. Evil tries to convince you that it is not worth remaining faithful, but I tell you, it is worth it, and it is worth it eternally. Every choice for good builds an invisible wall that protects your soul. In the face of evil, remain united. Division weakens, unity strengthens. Take care of your homes, your words, your actions. Small acts, when done with love, have great spiritual power. A humble heart, a word of forgiveness, a just decision have more power than you imagine. Come to me, my children, for I walk with you. I do not promise the absence of struggles, but I promise constant presence. I do not promise easy paths, but I promise safe guidance. Under my maternal care, learn to trust more, to fear less, and to love more deeply. Remain steadfast. In the face of evil, choose the light. In the face of fear, choose trust. In the face of confusion, choose truth. I cover you with my love. I accompany you at every step, and I lead you, with patience and tenderness, closer to the heart of the Father, where no darkness has power and peace is never lost. My beloved children, draw near to me with confidence and simplicity of heart. I speak to you as a mother who desires to care for, guide, and lead each home closer to God. Place the miraculous medal in your home, not as an empty object, but as a visible sign of your faith, your surrender, and your trust in the grace of the Father who sees all and protects all. When you place this sign in your homes, remember that it is not the medal that acts, but the faith that manifests itself through it. The medal becomes a constant reminder that your homes belong to God, that you wish to live under His protection, and that you reject everything that does not come from the light. Where there is sincere faith, evil loses strength and finds no space to remain. My children, how many homes today are wounded by division, by lack of dialogue, by violence in words, by the forgetting of love? I invite you to consecrate your homes to divine grace, to allow peace to dwell again where unrest once reigned. The medal, placed with devotion, reminds you daily to live with more love, more forgiveness, and more fidelity. Do not be afraid. Evil tries to approach where it finds distracted hearts, where faith is treated with indifference. But when a home opens itself to the grace of God, when it chooses to walk in the light, it becomes a protected, strengthened, and guarded place. I intercede for every home that turns to the Father with sincerity, for every family that desires to live according to the truth. Come, my children, approach with humility. Do not wait for everything to be perfect to seek protection. Seek it precisely in your weaknesses. Teach your children by example. Cultivate respect among yourselves. Remove from your homes that which wounds the soul and nurture that which generates life. Thus, grace will find space to act. Place this sign in your home and, even more, place God at the center of your decisions. A home where God is remembered, honored, and loved becomes a refuge in difficult times and a source of peace amidst storms. My protection extends to those who trust, who persevere, and who do not stray from the truth. When you place this sign in your homes, do so with conscious faith. Remember that protection is born from the sincere surrender of the heart. The metal, present there, reminds you daily to live according to grace, to watch your thoughts, words, and attitudes, and not to allow hatred, discord, or indifference to find space in your home. Where faith is lived, evil weakens and loses ground. My children, many homes today are tired, burdened, wounded by worries, conflicts, and insecurities. The enemy takes advantage of these weaknesses to sow division and unrest. Therefore, I call upon you, consecrate your homes to the Father's care. May every wall, every room, every gesture within the home be marked by the pursuit of good, by mutual respect, and by truth. The miraculous metal, worn with devotion, becomes a sign of spiritual vigilance. It reminds you to choose forgiveness when anger tries to dominate, silence when words wound, humility when pride rises. Thus, your homes gradually transform into havens of peace, even when the world outside is in turmoil. Do not be afraid, my children. Fear does not come from God. Trust does. Where there is trust, there is serenity. Where there is serenity, evil cannot remain. I intercede for every family that calls upon me, for every home that opens itself to divine grace. My protection grows and there is faithfulness where there is sincere effort to live in love. Come, my children. Do not delay this call. Do not wait for pain to knock on the door to seek protection. Open your homes now, open your hearts now. Teach your children by example. Cultivate habits that strengthen the soul. Distance yourselves from that which leads you to darkness and choose that which draws you closer to God. Small decisions, when made with faith, produce great fruits. Place the metal in your home, but also place God at the center of your lives. A truly protected home is one where truth is sought, where one learns to begin again, where mercy triumphs over judgment. I do not promise you the absence of difficulties, but I promise constant care, silent guidance, and support in moments of weakness.